We're listed as day-to-day, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Besides, stats are for losers. The Crave returns.
Joining us now is a special guest. It is, and he'll tell you this too, he is all the Panthers fans' favorite safety. Chris Harris is on the show with us. Chris, it's good to have you with us.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's good to be on here today.
And yeah, I think you are the favorite safety. You got to be.
Well, I try to help out and do things the right way, and hopefully people respect that and try to win you over.
Well, let's see. Last year, this season was, I'm sure it was trying. The way things started, you didn't get off on the right foot. But now that it's over, would you describe your feeling relieved, or are you a little disappointed that it had to end the way it did with you guys playing like you were playing?
It's more disappointment ending the way that it did. I'm happy the way it ended, winning 3 in a row, but I believe we could have had, if I never begged for an 18, 19 game season, but this might be the year that I would, because we were getting hot. We were finally finding our mark, and it seemed like I think we just ran out of time. We didn't start fast enough, and we just ended up running out of time. And I really think we could have given some people some fits in the playoffs if we could have made it.
Well, in every offseason, there's going to be a big story or two. And right now, it really is John Fox, the entire coaching staff, if there are going to be any changes there. Down the stretch, and you mentioned that 3-0 finish, you guys really, you responded for him down the stretch of the season. Do you think that do you feel like the team will continue to respond for him? How do you think that you guys will respond to the coach next year?
Oh, I believe so. John Fox is one of the best coaches I've been around, and I love playing for him. And that's pretty much the how the other guys on the team feel, I would say. But speaking personally for myself, I think he's a heck of a coach and a great guy and a great motivator. And, playing for a guy like that, he's a player's coach. So, I'm giving it my all for him. I really like him as a coach and as a player, as a person,
Injuries were a big, big story. 10 minutes into training camp, you guys lost chemo. So when he went down, that hurt, right in the middle of the defense. And then throughout the year, I think for the first 14 games, you had 14 different starting lineups. So how did that impact the performance that we saw on the field?
I think it impacted a little bit, not having the continuity, not being able to develop that chemistry. Like you said, starting 13, 14 different lineups every single week is kind of difficult. But, and along with learning a new defensive scheme, that never helps. So, the learning curve there as well as the injuries. I think we ended up with 13, 14 guys on injury reserve by the end of the season, which is never a good thing. So, but that's one thing you got to fight through. Every team in the league has to deal with injury. So I guess it was just our year.
I think it was last spring. I want to say it was last spring we had you on the show, and I asked you about Chicago, or when you faced the Bears that first time out. And I believe the way you put it was you wanted to beat them senseless the first time you faced them in a Panther uniform. Well, they're back on the schedule again next year.
Yeah, buddy, I saw it. And I feel the exact same way. I don't know. I guess most players, coming from their ex-team, when they get an opportunity to play them, they want to beat them and just, I guess, put it on them,
Yeah.
Show them what they lost.
Well, you'll be looking at a different quarterback. Instead of Kyle Orton, you're going to see Jay Cutler, and then, of course, I know you saw him against Denver during the 2008 season, but the changes, I'm sure there'll be a lot of changes, but still, is it just the organization? Do you want the people that are sitting up in that, in that skybox up there, do you want them to say, boy, that 43, why did we let him go?
Absolutely. It's more for the organization wanting to beat them, make them question themselves. Why did we let them go? What was the reason behind it? But, I still have friends out there, so anytime you play against your friends, you kind of want to have the bragging rights against them. So I still keep in contact with a lot of those guys out there. I was just with Nathan Vasher about a week ago, so I still keep in contact with a bunch of them.
Well, beside of you out there, we know the strong safety spot and who's going to be there. 43 is the fixture, but then free safety, it looks like it's going to be kind of a free for all. Charles Godfrey came into the season. He was the incumbent. It was his job. Then a rookie, Sherrod Martin, I mean, he was a little bit of a surprise draft pick. Then he steps into the lineup and, wows us all. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on what could be a pretty good battle in training camp?
Oh, man, it could be very interesting because Charles is a heck of a player, and he's young, just like Sherrod. Charles is still learning. He's made plays for us in the past, and he's made plays for us this season. And Sherrod, like I said, it was a wow. He gets in there, and I think he starts 2-3 games and has 3 interceptions in the 3 games that he started. So that kind of opened up a few eyes around there. They're both very rangy safeties. They have great speed. They can get from sideline to sideline and cut and cover. So it's going to be a very, very interesting off season.
One guy that was, and I know you are now also writing a blog, but one of your teammates, John Beeson, I mean, he's got a blog that's been up out there a while, and this whole Pro Bowl thing, kind of the snub that he went through, the way that he didn't get selected. I mean, I think we'd all agree. I think it's pretty much a consensus, especially among Panthers fans, that he should have been there. But how do you feel about that, about him being left off that roster?
I feel this, there's always snubs, and I hate it happened to him because if you look at the numbers, John Beeson had one of his this is third season, and if you look at his numbers compared to all the other middle linebackers, I think he might be second amongst those and those stats. And so I'm not just saying that because he's my teammate. So of course people are going to say I'm biased, but he has the numbers to show it. His play speaks for itself. So I really felt he should have been in the Pro Bowl. But I talked to him. I said it's just one of those things. So you can't get down about it. Just come back, work your butt off next season, and let's hold up a Super Bowl trophy as well as a Pro Bowl ballot.
When I found out that you had a YouTube channel, I got to admit, I was a little surprised. I mean, you got guys like, D'Angelo Williams, who just, refuses to get on Twitter. And, some people kind of accept the social networking and some don't. And then I got on there and saw the videos. And I know last year, about a year ago, when you and I talked, I think you were going shopping then for a piano. And,
yeah.
And I'd heard the rumor about the trumpet, but man, we got to get you to play the trumpet sometime. I've seen the videos. I mean, wow, I was impressed.
Yeah, I accept the social networking on the internet. I think it's kind of fun actually. It has its place, and yeah, like I said, I get on Facebook, get on YouTube, Twitter. You saw the videos of me and my fiance actually playing some Christmas songs during Christmas. We put some up there, so it's just kind of fun to play around with.